Hi everyone. Thanks for coming back to Rocky's Place. I really appreciate you coming back to my page. I appreciate your support. You are appreciated so much. Today's message is going to be kind of brief. I'm going to try and keep it brief because I have my 3-year-old granddaughter with me and she is very demanding of my time. And I can hear her. She keeps wanting to sneak in, and I was like, Carmen just needs a few minutes. So I just wanted to leave a message about something that was really heavy on my mind and in my heart. There are a lot of people right now in this world that are suffering, that are hurting, they're in pain of some sort, emotional pain, physical pain. A lot of time it could be for health reasons, chronic pain, debilitating pain, where they no longer have a high quality of life because pain has just worn them down. And I understand because I've been living in pain for almost 2 years trying to get these health issues taken care of. But I don't really say all that to everybody. I feel like we all have problems. And I don't like to burden myself with other people with my problems, but I love to help other people with their problems. Because my granddaughter, traviesa. So the best way sometimes when we are going through something, the best way to get out of our head is to help other people. And there is no shortage of people in this world. You don't have to know somebody to be encouraging and to be helpful, share spiritual enlightenment, spiritual food, prayers, positive messages. I do it all the time on my page. Most of the time when I post stuff, it's not even about me. People assume that it is, but it's not, and I don't care what people think. I care what God thinks, and for me personally, I care what my children think and my granddaughter. That's it. But I know for a fact, is that there are so many people right now that are struggling with something. There's so much negativity. You can't look anywhere on social media and not see negativity. It's everywhere. And it's almost like they're trying to brainwash you and plug it into your mind. And I don't remember what the psychological term is for the I don't remember what the term is. If somebody who's watching this remembers, please, comment it. Help me out because I forget what the term is. But it's similar to like the law of attraction. What you think is what will be. If you think about all the time, what you believe in all the time will manifest itself into your life, whether it's positive or negative. So even if you're going through challenges and struggles in your life and you're going through negative things in your life, you can still have a positive mindset and have a positive attitude. Because the one thing that we all have power over is the power to choose. We choose every single day, regardless of what is going on in our life, regardless of what is going on in the world. We have a choice every day of how we're going to live our life that day. The attitude that we're going to have, the mentality that we're going to have, how we're going to treat ourselves, how we're going to treat other people. And I understand the struggles. Those who are very close in my personal circle, even those who are very close in my personal circle, there's only a very, very select few who know my whole backstory, the things that I've been through. Horrible things that people have turned, most women, they turn to drugs. They turn to prostitution. They return to all kinds of bad things. They'd be bitter. They'd be ugly. They'd be hateful. And I promised myself a long time ago. No, correction. I promised God a long time ago. I was 13 years old, sitting in an alley when God saved me. And I made a promise then that I would never, ever give up on myself, never give up on life. And I have been through some horrible things in life. But there are people in this world who have been through even worse. There's always someone who has it worse than you do. But you still have a choice. And I have made the choice. Even when I get down sometimes, and I have suffered from depression, most people who don't know me, Rocky is the person that's always helping people all the time. I'm always giving and helping and trying to make other people feel better. I'm always trying to make other people laugh. I'm no comedian, but I always want to make someone else feel better in some way and help someone else if I can. That is part of my purpose in life. God has blessed me with certain skills and talents, and I tuned into those a long time ago. I haven't always used them for good like I should, But nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes, and I'm a big advocate, very big, strong advocate of personal growth. Um, so what I want to say to those of you who are out there and who are feeling lost, and you are feeling fed up, and you are just struggling, and you feel like life is just handing your ass to you over and over again, and you are face planted on the ground, and you know that saying, when you're down at rock bottom, you have nowhere to go but up. And that is so true. And I hope that those who are watching this, you have somebody in your life that is helping you. But for those of you who don't, I want to offer my help, whether it's just an ear to listen to. I'm going to leave my contact information down below. You can direct message me if you need advice. I do, some personal coaching on the side. And what I'm offering right now is just to be a source of comfort and help, encouragement, spiritual help, spiritual guidance. I am a very spiritual woman, but by no means, I'm no Joyce Meyer. I'm no, prophet. I'm no saint by any means. But I do have a lot of wisdom. I have gone through so much. And I understand that the only way to bring yourself up out of it is by the power of your mind. If you're a spiritual person, by the grace of God. And there have been so many times, especially recently, I don't know what my next step is going to be. I don't know what is around the next corner. By faith is how I walk, because I believe that I'm here for something bigger and greater than what I'm going through right now. And every single time you overcome something, you get stronger. You learn something from it. And if something didn't work out the way that you wanted to, that doesn't make you a failure. You are not a failure. You are not worthless. You are not a loser. And even if you feel like you're alone physically, God loves you. And there's always somebody, somewhere, who's praying for you, whether you know it or not. Prayer is powerful. Positive energy, positive thoughts is powerful. And I know how dark it can be when you're fighting depression, especially when you're doing it alone and you don't have anybody. I understand. So what I wanted to do is to just leave a message, because I know there's someone out there who is just like I was at one time, desperate for just a message, a sign, something that I could cling to, something to tell me, don't give up. So, like I was saying, I want to encourage people to, I feel like all of a sudden my camera is lopsided, I apologize. But I want to encourage people to not give up, to reach out, and being prideful is a sin. And I am very prideful because I'm an extremely independent woman. I have been on my own since I was 17, single mom most of my life after I got divorced. I raised my children on my own for the most part, and so I'm just very independent. I'm the eldest in my household as far as children. So, I had to help my mom a lot. I'm responsible for my older brothers. And so I've always had to take care of somebody and be responsible. So there's other people out there that I know that feel like they can't turn to anybody, or they don't want to burden somebody else. But if talking to someone else is going to make the difference between whether you are here tomorrow or not, anybody with a decent heart, with a good heart, anybody who is loving and caring and kind would prefer for even a complete and total stranger to reach out to them. And you don't understand sometimes how the power of just a smile, asking somebody sincerely, hey, how are you doing today? How's it going? I know we get to going, we're all Americans, we're so busy all the time, and in this particular country, and we're go all the time. And I'm a workaholic. I'm like, first one on there, last one to leave. I give 150% all the time. You can always depend on me to be there. And there's a lot of people that are like that. And I'm go. I am not an idle person at all. I'm very hardworking. I have a very strong work ethic. And so it's very hard sometimes to step back. It's very hard sometimes to ask for help. And in that, I am prideful. I will never ask for help for myself. But when it comes to my children or the people that I love, pride goes out the window in a heartbeat. I will ask, I will beg if I had to. When it came to my children, or if it were to come to my granddaughter or somebody that is very close to my heart and that I love, I don't have a problem asking for help. But I have a problem asking for help for myself. And there's a lot of people out there that are like that. We don't want to ask for help. We don't want to appear weak. And asking for help isn't weak. And it took me a long time to realize that. And I know that there are other people who feel that way. And I really am just feeling so compelled to just reach out, because I don't know how to explain it. The deeper I become in my faith, the more I listen to the little voice in my head, or that feeling in my gut. And I just had a strong compelling to make this message and to say the things that I'm saying. And it's just kind of coming to me. I didn't rehearse this, because God is telling me somebody out there needs this. And I've been that somebody before. And I know that there's someone else who's feeling lost and alone. And there's so much pain in this world. But you know, this world is not going to shit. Regardless of what social media is telling you, regardless of all the negativity that you see, because the negativity is what brings ratings, it's what brings money. And like I said, the law of attraction, what you think is what will manifest in your life, positive or negative. Even if you have something negative in your life, you have a choice to be positive or not. And so, you know, I used to work in a skilled nursing facility, and I became very, very attached to this little lady. She's like little abuelita, and she reminded me of my Grammy, and my Grammy is my heart. And Grammy, if you're seeing this, I love you. And so this lady, I became very attached to her. And in a skilled nursing facility, group homes, whatever, a lot of times the families, they just come and they just dump their family off. They just dump them and that's it. And they don't show up again until they're about ready to die, because they want to hear the will. And this lady lived in chronic pain. She had literally like a cocktail of pills that she had to take every single day. It took her an hour to get up, to get out of bed, to get dressed. And you could see the pain in her face. But she had the best attitude. She was one of the kindest, most compassionate, caring people that I have ever met in my whole life. And she was, I want to say she was in her 80s at the time, which, you know, my grandparents are in their 80s now. But so this lady told me, and it changed my life back then. It was a long time ago. It was about 20 years ago. And I asked her one time, sitting there, we were feeding the ducks. I was on my break. And I went out to the pond because I knew she was there, and I loved to visit her. Because you ever just talk to some people sometimes and you just feel better just being around them. You know, you just feel like more knowledgeable, wiser after you leave. And that's what this woman did. And she brought a lot of spiritual knowledge and wisdom into my life. She taught me a lot in the short 6 months that I knew her. And she told me, you know, because I asked her, I know you're in pain every day. How do you have such a great attitude all the time? And she says, and she was Hispanic, so she always called me mijita. And that's another reason my Grammy calls me mijita, mija all the time. So you Hispanic people, you understand. But she says, I have a choice. I'm here another day. It means God's blessed me with another day. And I have a choice how I'm going to live that day out. Whether I make it to the end of the day or not, only God knows. But as long as I'm here, I have a choice. I have suffered through so much, but that doesn't mean that I have to let that suffering or even the pain that I'm living with now control me. I control how I choose to live my life and the attitude that I choose to have every single day. That changed my life in a profound way. The things that I learned from her, and just that right there. And from that day on, 20 years ago, really, I had to work at it, but it really changed how I looked at things. And so now people who know me, I'm positive all the time, and I'm very outgoing and energetic, and, you know, but I wasn't always that way. I used to be really negative, you know, and pessimistic. Then now I'm the total opposite. So anybody who says, oh, someone can't change, that's crap. Anyone can change if they want to. Again, it's a choice. Everything that we go through in our life, it's not all within our control, but how we react to it, how we choose to come out of it, that is within our control. That's a choice that we make. And how we treat other people, whether they deserve it or not, is a choice that you have to make. Forgiveness is a choice, and it's not always easy. And forgiveness is never for them, like I said, it's for us. If forgiveness is first and foremost for yourself, for peace in your heart and then peace in your mind. Then you forgive them also so that you no longer have that negativity and they don't have any power over you. The only way you're going to truly have a happy life and find peace again is by forgiving those who have wronged you. Whether they give a damn about it or not, it's not the point. It's not for them, it's for you. I want to encourage anyone who is feeling lost and fed up, just needing guidance in some way, and if you're considering suicide, if you're feeling really depressed and just scared even, sometimes depression can scare yourself. I've been so deep and dark in depression before. It scared myself, where I literally would reach out and call people that I would never even called, just because anybody to help get me out of it, because it can be really scary in that dark place sometimes. Our mind can be a real scary place. So if anybody is going through that, or if you just feel alone, or you just want to talk to somebody that you don't even know, so that you don't feel there's any judgment, I am not here. This is a safe place. Anytime you come to Rocky's place, and anything that I give is non-judgmental. Anytime I talk to anybody, or if there's communication back and forth, it's a safe place, because I'm not here to judge you. I have no right to judge you. Unless you're a pedophile or a sociopath, a psychopath, an arsonist, or you're being cruel to animals and kids and the elderly, then I would have a serious issue with that. But otherwise, if you're just overall a good person, you're just lost, then I want to be able to help in whatever manner that I can. And if that is just listening to someone, if it's just typing and being a source of contact for them, if you just need someone to pray with you and pray over you, then I'm here for that. And I don't have to know you personally, because I very strongly believe that we are all connected in this world. We're surrounded by nothing but energy. And I am a daughter of God. You are a son or a daughter of God. You're my spiritual brother or sister. And if just listening to you, giving positive encouragement, whatever it is that I can do for myself on my end, I'm willing to do that. And I don't have to know you, and we don't ever have to, you don't even have to be face to face, it doesn't even have to be a video, I don't ever have to see what you look like if you just need some help. So I just want to put that out there for myself. And also I'd like to ask for people to send your positive thoughts, your prayers, because there are a lot of people still right now who are going through a lot of hard times from the natural disasters, the hurricanes, and the fires that have happened over several states. And some of this stuff hasn't even been posted on media. Some of the things that have gone on, some of the states that have the fires, it's been very, very little information that you see. So it's a perfect example. There's so much in this world that is good, but most of what you see in the media is bad. It's negative, because the negativity is what gets the ratings, and it gets people fired up, and it creates a division. Our government doesn't need to divide us. We divide ourselves. But, we got this, what's the latest thing going on right now is this whole, what Kaepernick started with, the whole athletes kneeling and all that stuff. And, and I'm a very proud American. I'm patriotic. But I just believe that, we all have a right to our own opinion. And you can agree to disagree respectfully. I've seen so many people recently that have been friends for a long time, and all of a sudden now they're no longer friends. I was having a conversation with somebody, and they had posted on there, well, if you don't agree with me, if you don't like this, or if you like that instead, or if you're a Trump supporter, or if you're not a Trump supporter, or whatever, then just delete yourself. We're no longer friends. And I'm thinking, wow, that's so childish. That's like junior high and high school mentality, that if someone isn't going to agree with you, then you can't be their friend. That's not real love. That's not real friendship. And love is not just in personal relationships. Love is in family. Love is in friendships. Love is in your coworkers. Love is in just in general love for one another, and just a love for humanity and that other person. You can respectfully agree to disagree. And just because you don't always like what somebody has to say, or you don't necessarily agree with what they're doing, that doesn't make them a bad person. I can't stand Trump. I haven't been able to stand Trump for decades, long before he ever even thought about running for president. I can't stand the man. I have no respect for him whatsoever. I have some friends that are strong Trump supporters. We agree to disagree, and we've debated sometimes, and at the end of it, I love you back, I'll talk to you later, cool, peace out. You know, that's how it should be. So don't let what's going on in the media divide you, divide us. Don't let it get in your head. Don't let it stop you and get in the way of friendships that you've had for a long time. People that otherwise you love them and you respect them. You know, just because you don't agree with them. Well, it's because we're all individuals. We all think different. We have the right to our own opinion. You know, what you don't have the right to do is to be ugly and mean to someone else just because they don't agree with you. So that's my little rant on that. But the main reason I wanted to leave this message is because I really felt a strong compulsion. I just kept hearing this voice in my head that said, you need to leave a message. Be a message to others. Somebody needs help out there. So I know I'm talking to someone when I say that. I said I got my granddaughter. She was quiet for the most part, but now all of a sudden she's wanting Grammy's attention. So I need to wrap this up. Okay, just a minute. So I need to wrap this up. But I'm going to put some information into the body and the content. Espérate un momento. And so I'll put also my contact information, how you can contact me. And but I want to ask people to pray for all of those who are going through right now the natural disasters, because a lot of people still don't have clean water, still don't have enough food, still don't have the medical aid, still they've lost literally everything. And it could easily be us. And we're in California. I'm in California. So we live right on the fault line. I'm in the Central Valley of California. We are right smack in the middle. If anybody's ever seen that movie San Andreas, that would be us. And I've been through a huge earthquake from a small town, and literally half of our town was lost. You know, the buildings, everything. Half of our town had to be rebuilt. So if you want to know what America is really about, look at how people come together during the natural disasters. Not the division that is on social media and the things that only what you see in the media, because there is a lot of good, positive things that are going on. There's a lot of love that's out there that people have for each other, a lot of help that people are giving each other, and you just don't see that. The media doesn't post that most of the time. It's personal people who are posting on the personal videos. There is more love in this world than there is hate. And love is more powerful than hate. So, like I said, if you really want to see what the world is really like, then look at how people come together. With these natural disasters, you had people who were driving across multiple states, taking their boats to help people. You have people of all nationalities, of all social backgrounds, helping each other. And not one time did they ask somebody where they came from, whether they were here legally or not, what their religious background was, what language they spoke, what type of, who they supported, who they didn't, what their political party was, or any other nonsense that's out there. Anything that causes hate and racism and division, none of that was a factor. The only thing that they cared about was, how can I help this person? They didn't know most of these people. If you really want to see not just what America is like, but what the whole world in general, what most of the people are like, okay, just a minute, my granddaughter, okay, just a minute, is to look how people come together in crisis. Look how people unite as people, helping not just people, but animals, other wildlife. Look what people do for one another, because that's what it is to be human. That's what it is to have brotherly and sisterly love. That's what the majority of us in this world are. Yes, there's hate. Yes, there's racism. There's always been hate. There's always been evil. There always will be. There's the one thing that life must have. Life must have balance. For every good thing, there's a bad. and vice versa. Okay? It will never be 100% peaceful. It'll never be 100% good. It's never going to be 100% bad either. There will always be balance. But what you see most of the time in the media, that's not what most of the world is about. It's not. That's just what they show you, because that's what gets the ratings and that's what gets the money. And money is, unfortunately, that's where the power is at. And money makes the world go round. You don't need money to be happy, but you do need money to be able to live in some way. So anyway, my granddaughter is getting very, very impatient. Like I said, I will go ahead and put that information there. Please share this video with anybody that you know that is needing help. I was 100%, 1,000% sincere in my personal invitation for anybody who is feeling lost or needs help or advice, coaching, guidance, whatever you want to call it. I meant what I said. Please contact me if you want some help, if you just want to vent. And please pray for other people. You know, I pray all the time, and I pray more for other people than myself. I'll see homeless people. You know, I'm on unemployment. I'm unemployed. I'm not on unemployment, but I'm unemployed. And I don't really have my own home right now. You know, I'm at the mercy of someone else right now, and having to depend on other people to help me right now. It's definitely a humbling experience. And I don't really have anything other than, you know, what little bit that I have, but I still give to people, because these homeless people, they're still worse off than I am. These people that are out there and I see them, and the veterans or whatever, they're still worse off than I am. And then when I pass them up, I don't know their names, I don't know who they are, but I pray for them still. You don't have to know someone to pray for them. And the power of prayer, I can't explain to you how powerful it is, of combined communal prayer. So please pray for someone. Please help somebody. Please do something nice for somebody without expecting anything in return, just out of the goodness of your heart. So again, thank you so much for coming to my page. Please share this, leave your comments below, and be blessed, be happy, and be kind. I'll talk to you soon.